Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Today we are going through and ranking the top 10 best weapons in general here within Warzone 2. We've got a lot of very competitive options, as we've talked about in the past on our various tier list videos, but today I want to go through the definitive 10 best guns. Starting first at number 10, we've got the Signal 50. Now, admittedly, the only reason that this is not a bit higher up on the list is because obviously all snipers are limited in their one-shot capabilities. If someone has full plates, you cannot one-shot down. However, the Signal stands out the most because it's the easiest to use in terms of that spam ability. You can shoot it faster than the other bolt action rifles, so in turn this will take enemies out a lot quicker if you are able to be accurate with your shots there. So first up here, I go for the 6.6 times optic. That's my preference for sniper scopes. It is that variable zoom. I tune this for that furthest eye position and that slightly faster ADS on there as well. Ole laser is also going to help out even more with that ADS speed too, just making it feel a little bit more snappy. It's obviously a very heavy rifle in general. I got the Bruin Counter Ops muzzle. This is your basic suppressor for that better velocity and range, and I tune this for that slightly faster ADS yet again, and even better velocity to help out with that hit reg over long distances. High velocity ammo is going to do more of the same there. Also, you can get slightly better range out of that too, so I tune for the basically max velocity stat, then also that slightly better range. And lastly, I go for the 7-round mag just to add that sort of extra safety net there, if you will, as I often refer to it as, just in case you are spamming, you miss a couple of shots, you won't have to stop mid-fight to reload. If you just crack somebody, you don't want them to get away because you have to stop and put that new mag in there, so those extra couple of shots could come in handy. Now at number 9, I've got the Vaznev SMG. This is one that I've especially been enjoying lately. SMGs in Warzone 2 are kind of hit or miss, I think, because the damage drop off on all of them is so severe, and you definitely notice that in Warzone a lot more than you would multiplayer, right? But for those close range fights, this thing has the mobility to bridge the gap between you and enemies to get into that close range area. Then it's got the TTK, it's got the damage to actually end up taking out enemies very, very quickly and very easily. So first up here, I do have the True TAQ grip on there. That's going to be for better sprint to fire and ADS, and I tune that for even better sprint to fire and even better ADS on there too to maximize that mobility. We got the Ole laser on there as well. The CAS-1 barrel, this is going to be for better ADS and aim walking speed off the tunes, and it helps out with the range and velocity, so you're getting a lot of sort of mixed pros in there for mobility and control to help out with the consistency overall. The RR40 suppressor you'll see on a lot of SMGs just helps out with the range, velocity, keeps you off the compass as well. I tune this one for better velocity and then that slightly faster ADS speed as well. Then lastly, I go for the shark fin underbarrel. I do like using this on my SMGs too because you're going to get that free idle stability, no basic cons here, and you can tune for a faster strafe and a faster ADS speed with minimal changes in your overall stats. Like, they don't end up changing in a negative way, which is pretty nice. In my opinion. So overall, this thing for close range fights as that sort of sniper support option or that complement to a rifle or an LMG, really consistent. Now, just slightly better than the Vaznev here at number 8, I've got the Fennec, the true best SMG in the game at the moment still. I'm anticipating that this thing does end up getting nerfed here pretty soon, but overall, when it comes down to it, this thing's TTK is just unmatched for close range. It will absolutely fry. It'll make it seem like you got killed in one bullet, frankly. Like, this thing just kills that quickly. It is utterly insane. Also has the mobility though, also has the control still going for it. So it's very well rounded in that sense, but the damage alone just sets it apart from the other subs. So here, rubber rear grip, that's going to be for better ADS and sprint to fire off the bat. And I tune that here for the slightly better steadiness. You could also go for the ADS speed if you wanted to, and then the slightly faster sprint to fire on there too. 45 round mag is a must have because that damage per mag is still so bad because of that fast fire rate. So that'll help out there, stop you from always having to reload after like one kill. 7 milliwatt laser for the faster ADS and sprint to fire, same deal as the Ole laser. Shark fin underbarrel here yet again tuned for essentially the same stuff, that faster aim walking speed, that faster ADS speed as well, and the RR40 muzzle once more too. And we tune for that better velocity and better ADS speed here, just to maximize all those stats. So this thing's got it all going for it, and like I said, for close range, there is really nothing better in terms of SMGs. Now at number 7 here, I've got the TAQ-V. We've talked about this one recently. The only reason this isn't, you know, like number 5, 4, 3 is just because its recoil over range is a lot more difficult to manage than most of the other options here, so it really does limit it in my opinion. You have to be a much higher skilled player to really thrive with this thing at 70, 80, 90, 100 plus meter gunfights, right? But for mid-range, this thing is absolutely absurd when it comes to its damage output. So here I'm using the AMOP V4 per usual for the side position, better ADS with those tunes there. 30 round extended mag in this case works just fine, way better than the 20. Those 10 extra bullets can come in handy. Ripper underbarrel, tuned for that better stability and better stabilization. Kastovia suppressor on here. You guys always see me talk about this one. Better velocity and ADS on this tune. Then lastly, I go for the precision barrel in this case. This will be for better damage range, better steadiness. If you wanted to mess around with something that's a bit more control based, you could always drop the precision barrel and go for something like the combat grip. I've also messed around with that setup as we've talked about previously. Either or would work well there. Just a reminder, as we are going through all the weapons today, if you guys are new to the channel, every single day this is your one-stop shop for everything you need to know about Call of Duty between Warzone, MW2, and DMZ. You're gonna find that stuff all right here, so feel free to hit that subscribe button, turn on those post notifications, join us on the road to 1 million subscribers. Also, if you guys enjoy this video or if you find it helpful, let me know by dropping a like on it as well. And quick shout out to my friends over at G Fuel. Right now they are doing an end of the year buy one get one free sale. It is the best time to grab some new tubs, maybe restock on your favorites or try a new flavor. If you guys want to take advantage of that discount, link will be down in the description below. Now at number 6, I've got the Kastov 74U rifle slash SMG. The only reason this isn't a bit higher up on the list is just because it does have that limitation where it can be useful. It is very much so like the SMGs, where it's close range and some sniper support, but it doesn't have that versatility of having any practicality for long range. A lot of the long range options can still be good close range if you have them out, but it's not vice versa here because the damage drop off is very noticeable. But for close range, this thing is dominant. Here we got the Demo X2 grip for the better control, and I tune this to capitalize on the control plus mobility. So I go for better ADS and better sprint to fire. I also go for the 45 round mag, that sort of safety net, again, for those squad fights you don't want to have to reload in the middle of an engagement. Ole laser for the faster ADS and sprint to fire. The BR209 barrel for the better movement. I tune this for that way fast ADS, then also the better steadiness to keep it nice and consistent. Then lastly, for Warzone, I go for the Echoless 80 muzzle. Basic suppressor here, better velocity, better range. Tuned for that better velocity and better ADS speed in this case. So you got a lot of pros here. Fast, snappy with that ADS, but good damage and good TTK up close. Now, the Chimera, aka the Honey Badger, I got this in number 5. It's very similar to the 74U. You could honestly flip-flop them here on 5 and 6, and there could be arguments for either, order there. But when it comes down to it, this for close range as well, that close and mid-range area, sniper support and what have you, this is prime for that as well. This is very aggressive in terms of mobility, also very easy to use as well. I just love the feel of the Honey Badger. I'm not gonna lie, this thing is a ton of fun to use. Here I go for the Bruin Flash grip. This is gonna end up being tuned for better steadiness and sprint to fire to capitalize off of that sprint to fire and ADS speed that it already brings with the basic attachment. 7 milliwatt laser yet again. The Vorpal barrel here, which is for better range and movement speed and ADS. So that's solid for like a sniper support build. And I tune that for better range and better steadiness as well. Kastovia DX90 on here too, tuned for that better ADS and velocity. Then lastly, Ripper underbarrel for the stabilization, better stabilization and idle stability on those tunes there. So this thing, it's already got the base stats of like that good aggressive mobility for it being an AR SMG hybrid. But then when we capitalize on all the range factors here for sniper support and even some mid-range, this thing dominates. Now next up at number 4, I've got the Kastov 7.62 rifle, obviously the AK rifle variant here. This thing's powerful, it's got great range, and it's relatively easy to use. There are some easier choices here and there, but for what this is, it's definitely not too bad at all. I really do enjoy using this thing. So I got the Demo X2 grip first and foremost for that better control. We capitalize on that with the better steadiness and stability tunes. Schlager 3.4 times in this case. Same deal as before though. If you like the AMOP V4, if you like the VOK 4 times, use whatever you are the most comfortable with. We tune that for the furthest eye position, slightly faster ADS too. 40 round mag, just your basic extended mag. Phase 3 underbarrel. You could also go for some of the other stabilization based ones. This is just the one that I feel like is solid for this build. Better stabilization and stability based off of these tunes here. And then also the Kastovia once more for that better ADS speed and better bullet velocity on that tune there. So overall, this thing for mid to long range, one of the most dominant options we have. Now at number 3, we've got the powerhouse, the RAAL LMG. This thing is low recoil and the most insane damage in the game. That speaks for itself in my opinion. We've talked about this one a lot recently. So here I go for the Stip 40 grip. That's going to be for better control, and I emphasize that with the better steadiness and stability tunes there. AMOP V4, same deal as always, furthest eye position, slightly faster ADS on that. The Dune underbarrel, this is going to be for better steadiness and stability, and I tune for even better stabilization and stability there. So this is going to help out a ton, making this weapon feel very low recoil. The Nil Sound 90 suppressor will give us that better velocity and range, which obviously is crucial for mid to long range fights. I tune that for a slightly faster ADS. I mean, why not here? It's going to be slow, but you can get something back at least. Then I go for the better velocity. And lastly, on the Rhino barrel here, which helps out with control and velocity, I tune for better steadiness and better range. So this thing over range, basically unmatched when it comes to the power output, and it's still relatively easy to use, which is a nice added benefit. Now, no surprises here. At number 2, I've got the TAQ-56, the rifle variant, obviously, of the SCAR. This thing is relatively lightweight compared to some of the other variants that it has. Also has that really good control and really good damage over range as well. It's a very reliable and consistent gun here. The setup really is not changing all that much. We got the AMOP V4, faster ADS, furthest eye position on that tune per usual. 40 round extended mag here, pretty basic. Ripper underbarrel, better stabilization and idle stability for that tune. Echoless 80 suppressor here as well. We got the basic max velocity tune on there with that slightly faster ADS. Then I also go for the Tundra Pro barrel, and I tune that for what is essentially the max damage range and max steadiness as well, just based off of where the graph is going to go in and out as far as the pros and cons. So very reliable build here, and like I said, one of the most consistent options for all skill levels. And then at number 1, I've got the RPK. I mean, this thing just has not been touched since day one. It is by far the best gun in the game in terms of its damage output, its control, its range. It's the best primary there is, frankly, and I'm very surprised it hasn't been nerfed. I'm expecting it will be here soon, but for now, this is the GOAT in Warzone 2. So here, I got the AMOP V4 yet again, furthest eye position, faster ADS, no surprises there. Demo X2 grip for the better control. We tune this for better stability and recoil steadiness as well. High velocity ammo here because you got that extended mag basically built in with the 75 round drum. I tune this for essentially max velocity and max range. We got the Ripper underbarrel, again, better stabilization and idle stability on this tune here. And then lastly, the Kastovia, once more the greatest suppressor there is for that better velocity and slightly faster ADS on this tune. This thing is low recoil, heavy hitting, and the #1 gun in Warzone 2 at the moment. That being said, that's going to wrap things up for this one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, let me know by dropping a like on it. And if you're new here, feel free to hit that subscribe button, turn on those post notifications. That way you can always guarantee you're up to date with all things going on in COD. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.